Good evening, and welcome to my writing desk of terror. My name is David Glenn. For all the light that exists in fantasy, there will be darkness as well. And in Kaye, this holds true. So let us take a trip to the dark side to discuss the source of darkness in Kaye. Kaye is a world parallel to our own. Created by the god Wenki, it serves as a home to various unique species descended from Wenki's original designs. In one corner of Kaye is Aos Talun, home to the kingdom of Canmore. It is here that humans have managed to set up a civilization of their own despite sharing their home with dinosaurs. Today, let's dive into the opposite of Wenki, the being that is regarded as evil itself in Kaye. In my first video, I referred to him as Dummy, but today I shall reveal his name to you. Kouroyo. Coroyo is not a name to be spoken of lightly, as some believe even mentioning it will invite him to your home. When it is spoken, it is often with an aura of fear, and looking around as if the people expect to see him appear there and then. This is because that Coroyo is an entity that anyone spiritually attuned fear above all else, even more than any predator. Like Wenki, no one knows where Coroyo came from, and different cultures have different views of Coroyo. The Garubwe, for example, see Coroyo as another half to Wenki because of how destructive fire can be. This is sad in many ways because in many cultures, Wenki and Coroyo are complete opposites of each other. The Ropokomo are even sadder because in their religion, they don't acknowledge the existence of Coroyo at all. They believe that all evil comes from the Nigeri, and this stems from the memory of how they were manipulated centuries ago. If this people were to give form to Coroyo, it would manifest in the form of a Nigeri. There are people to the north who see Coroyo as the night, while Mwenki is the day to them. Religious texts in the land of Nehobu across the sea depict a few different gods as having characteristics of Coroyo. Yet, these mythological figures don't seem to fit the bill completely, as they still have many redeemable qualities. Now, for the sake of the rest of this video, we'll be looking at Coroyo as the Shikobwe and the Ruach flock see him. Even then, there's going to be stark differences between the two cultures. They do agree that Coroyo is the ancient nemesis of Mwenki, and what Coroyo wants is not good for anyone. Coroyo's goal, at least in the eyes of the people of Canmore, is to destroy everything that Mwenki has created. Again, no one knows why, but it is said that Coroyo has been fighting Wenki to determine the fate of all that lives. The people of Canmore even teach that their previous battles have caused massive devastation to all of Kaye. What's surprising is this may actually have scientific backing. Natural historians across the sea have conducted research and found that there was a time when all the continents fit together. However, now they are broken up, and the Shikobwe teach that this is because Wenki wanted to weaken Coroyo's power. Another historical event comes when Coroyo managed to freeze a great deal of the world in huge glaciers. Wenki had to use his divine fire to melt the ice and bring life back, though the land was left with deep scars. These historians have noted that many northern lands, including Canmore, have deep rivers and valleys. This, in their eyes, supports evidence that great ice sheets did once cover the land, though many choose to not give credit to Shikobwe's scripture. Still, it cannot be denied that there is also proof that these events seem to coincide with mass extinction events. These historians have noticed that the discovery of fossils of animals that no longer exist on Kaye, and they went extinct during these calamities. Those who are religious see this as proof that the battles between Coroyo and Wenki did happen, and the lost species were the casualties. As mentioned in previous videos, Wenki did bring humans to help the Nigeri. Some believe that it was also to help turn the tide against Coroyo, but this is a double-edged sword, because by that logic, it means that Coroyo could also use humans to do great evil to Kaye. Some argue that this is the result of bias on part of the Nigeri, but history has plenty of accounts of the evils done by humanity. Many who believe say that what Coroyo wants is control. They believe that Coroyo wants to overthrow Mwenki and take his place as the highest power in existence. Some scriptures in different religions suggest that if this were to happen, Coroyo would destroy all of creation, then remake it in his image. Many dismiss that because they argue that the power to create is a force for good, and Coroyo can never have that power. Regardless, Coroyo is very manipulative and an expert at turning people away from Mwenki. If following Mwenki can be seen as following freedom, renewal, and order, following Coroyo can be seen as embracing security, decay, and chaos. Sacred texts in Chokobwe religion teach that Coroyo lures people away using arguments that following Mwenki is making a slave of your spirit. However, Chokobwe scriptures also explain that committing sin essentially rots your soul away, corrodes it so that it cannot rise after death. The souls that are unable to rise are condemned to sink into what can be described as the hell of Kaye. What makes this terrifying is that it's not an actual place, but a state of being because I'm not sure I should say. You still want to know? I warn you, once it is learned, it cannot be unlearned. You're still here? Very well. Consider yourselves warned. What happens to the souls that become too corroded and sink is that they are absorbed or consumed by Coroyo. That's right. Everything about the individual is lost. Their name, their identity, their personality, all gone, all erased, and replaced by Coroyo. And these things can be projected out by Coroyo to do his bidding. These demons, these evil spirits, are known as the Kurodmu, and they are seen as a fate worse than death. This is one of the reasons why the Nigeri refuse to go underground, and dislike being on the ground. They view it as being too close to Coroyo's domain, and his influence, and so try to stay as far away as possible. Some of the flocks do view humans as ultimately doomed to become part of Coroyo due to being unable to fly. However, scriptures across Kaye teach that it is possible for a human soul to rise and join Wenki and Dengadere. However, Coroyo will do everything he can to steal as many souls as possible through sin and temptation. Some, including the Ruach flock, see idolatry as one of Coroyo's tricks, promising an alternative to Mwenki. Scriptures even teach that the day will come when Coroyo will get desperate enough to launch an all-out assault with his Kurodmu. This battle will herald the end of Kaye. Now it's your turn. Does your world have a source of evil in it? It doesn't have to be a devil-like figure. It's okay if you don't. Not every fantasy needs one. But if you do, tell me about it in the comments below. Also, if you do have some sort of deity, please feel free to discuss them in the comments below since I forgot to ask that during my Mwenki episode. If your societies don't worship at all, you can say so as well. Thanks to Nickoraptor, Professor Lambio VT, Keenan Taylor, and Emily Stepp for the artwork used in this video. They've all been a great help in bringing this video to life. If you enjoyed seeing the art used here, be sure to check them out on their social media, and feel free to commission them if they're open. And a special thank you to viewers like you for watching this video. Thank you. Video sponsorships are open now. If you would like to see me discuss a certain topic, send me an email at davidglennwritingdesk@gmail.com and we can go over the price. Join me next time as we discuss another species of domesticated dinosaur in Aos Talun. the Hookany. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Maybe. Happy Halloween, everyone. I wanted to give extra thanks to Ignoramus Philosophorum on the Ryan Rude's podcast Discord server for giving me the idea that would lead to the creation of Coroyo. Before, I would have just made him like a living shadow, but I felt that was overdone. Then, when speaking on the Discord server, the suggestion was made to use hallucigenia as a base, and that evolved into Coroyo. So thank you again for your help.